Yours. Okay.
Hey, hey. Thank you. Probably too. No, I don't. I ain't even you know what this is. It's the same old wig. You know it. Stop playing with me. You thought it was my hair. Now I ain't really did my hair yet. That's why I'm waiting on you. It's the same old one, the one that you don't like.
Let me go up here and
Yeah, it looks juicy. Be quiet. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call you your baby. I got something to tell you, okay? All right.
okay. So we got another warrior that's out here with me. So we're just gonna try to get some answers, you guys. Hello. Is your parents here?
That is.
Could you tell them to come to the door? Okay, hold this for me.
Okay. This way? No.
No, can't put them on them yet.
Oh.
Unless, this is it.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, hey, I'm Esther, and we're out here trying to get answers about that. And so we're out here trying to search and find because we don't know if what they're telling us is true of the family down here, Monica, Sherrod, and the boys.
Not like you think I would.
Okay, not like you don't know, but you've seen them around here.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so you know that they have.
let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You're asking because?
We're asking because
We
we're
want to
trying,
know.
we're
We
trying
want
to
to know
figure
what's
out
going on.
if something is right, wrong. We're advocating for the children.
Yeah.
So
The
we
baby
don't.
touched our heart.
Oh, indeed, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm just asking. Please don't think I'm being rude. I'm not.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
asking. That's all. That's all.
Yeah. So we don't know if what is going on is true, something's wrong. The mother says it was something else. She said somebody, her son's being set up. And we're like, we don't know. We don't know.
Okay,
what's
did you
going
hear something different? Like when you said her son's being set up, what happened with her son?
Okay, wait.
on. Oh,
Now
he's
I'm
in jail right now.
Not her son.
Yeah. See, that's what we talking
What
about. That's
happened
what we're.
to
Yeah,
Cameron?
Yeah.
He's in jail?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's her son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay,
That's right.
okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's her son.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what we figure out. Is it what we think it
But
is?
he's
Like,
not in jail already.
No. From what I understand,
should it be?
the young man that has been accused of committing this crime.
Has some issues.
Uh-huh.
He has some issues.
From what I understand, and this is just because my boys, move around the neighborhood. So my oldest son had a little run-in with him, but wasn't nothing heavy. Nothing came of it. Basically, some words. So after that, because my oldest son and Cameron, they used to go to school together, so they still, they communicate. They live on the same block, whatever. So I know that the other young man was down there because the house is basically open.
Right.
You know
This
what I'm saying?
house?
Yeah.
A wide open house.
For the most part.
Okay, I understand.
You understand?
That's
Like
what I
the kids
thought.
go in and out,
That's
they
what
do
I
what they
thought.
do. You know what I mean? The grandparents that lived down there, they moved out, so they weren't there. But even when they were there, it was still kind of just
Oh,
So
we thought the grandparents were still living there.
Yeah.
no, they moved out a couple of months ago. It might be like a year now, but they've been gone for a little while.
Oh,
That's
okay.
where the other two sons went after that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we couldn't figure it out. I'm just devastated about the baby, and then I'm also devastated a little bit about the boy, the African American boy that's alleged. So I'm like, he seems like a scapegoat. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. I'm not into gossip. I'm not into making accusations because at the end of the day, he is a black man.
Yes.
You understand? And that could have easily been one of my sons.
Right.
And then once they touch you, it's hard to get them off.
Right.
And I tell my boys that all the time, just moving around. Once they put their hands on you, it's real work to get them off you. And they don't have to have all the evidence you think they need to have for them to say you did it.
That's right.
So I definitely You know, when it first happened, we had a lot of reporters coming around and talking. I didn't talk to anybody because I don't know.
Right.
And I'm not trying to just feed a story just to feed it.
Right.
I don't know this young man's family. So I'm not going to stand out here and talk about him, and I'm making his family feel bad. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I wouldn't want somebody just doing that to my kids.
That's right.
So, you know, I just know what I know about that house and that, you know, the family from just being around. Like, we've been on this block going on 12 years. They've been there maybe about 6 or 7. They've been there for a while. You know, like I remember when the boys were little boys.
Right.
You know, so I've seen them, but like I said, for the most part, that house has just been kind of free.
Is it, it's not a drug house.
No, I don't know anything about that, and I don't see that type of
It's
traffic.
not like a trap, like a trap
I don't
house.
see that type of traffic.
Like a flop house, like all the kids come out there and hang out.
Yeah, because you got
And
all
that's
those
what kind of
kids.
probably, if it's just free,
Yeah,
everyone
but
can just come
that's like a
out.
clubhouse,
Yeah.
not a flop house. We're not going, you know,
I
that's
mean,
like
that's
a
what they call
clubhouse.
it.
That's like a clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
Oh, like a clubhouse?
there's a house, and it might not be as free as that, but there's a house in every neighborhood where the kids go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the house, but they're just a little bit more relaxed than the normal house would be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I wouldn't have it it wouldn't be like that here.
Right.
You know, I like the kids, but at the same time, when you come in here, you do what I say, how the rules go.
Right.
You know, so I'm being honest with you, I really don't know. My wife and I, you know what I'm saying, we talk about it. We share the same concern, but at the end of the day, where it is now, it's like, what can we do?
Right.
Being honest,
Right.
what can we do? We could go out, we could stand in front of the precinct and talk to the police and protest about the young man that's there, but at the end of the day, how do we get him out? And I'm talking real, how the police, when they touch you and they need somebody to say, this is the guy. Because they want to put people at rest. Y'all chill out, we got somebody. We're not just sitting on it. So how we get them out? What do we do and how do we prove whatever happened? And they do have some video footage.
That's right. Right.
They have some.
Yeah.
So now how do we go against that?
Well.
And I'm talking about us, you know what I mean?
Well-
How do we go against that? That's a tough ride. And I'm not giving up on the young man, but it's like the entire community would have to come together. All of us. And we got to stand up, we got to talk about it, but we also
That's
have
how we do
to
it.
find a way to pitch against what they're putting on it.
That's right.
Well,
That's how we do
I
it
think
right
we have
there.
to
We got to
find out.
come together.
but
That's-
we got to find out the truth.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We
So
gotta
we
find
can't
out
just
the-
be out there
yeah.
fighting just because he's black.
Exactly.
That's right.
We gotta have what we need behind us so that when we present it, we got it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Otherwise we just
Yeah.
out there talking. Yeah, we just out there talking.
Yeah. You're
That's
right.
all.
You're right.
You know, and my wife was telling me that she just recently heard that they did charge this young man with capital murder. They said they
Yeah.
found some blood on him or whatever.
Yeah.
That was like this week or late
Yeah.
last week sometime.
It was this week.
Yeah,
This
so.
week they found the blood on the shoes, on the jacket, and the glasses at his house.
Mhm.
But his mental capacity.
Mhm.
So that's still an issue. Like, I know that's very damaging, evidence, but his mental capacity, anybody can trick him and say, go to the house and
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
indeed. I agree. They I can't remember what we were watching. It might have been because Fox was out here a lot, and so was WFAA.
Right.
One of them had some video of him on one of the back in the alley, and I
Right.
think it might have been down that way.
Yeah.
Like trying to get into somebody's backyard.
Right.
Like, so again, like I'm saying, we're talking about a young black man that they have, even if it's not 100%,
They got something.
that's a tough ride.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying. It's a tough ride. Even if we wanted to go get him, how do we beat that? How do we make that look like something else where they'll be like, you know what, yeah, you're right, he's all right, let's let him go. Let's give him another shot. Or let's get him out of the prison system and let's get him some help
There we
mentally.
go.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
If he,
Right, if that's what it is, if it's a mental thing, then how do we get him there?
well, and yeah, but yeah. We're just wondering because some of the stories that we're hearing does not sound like they could be true. Like if this man done went to your house one time and tried to get a kid out, why you didn't
Because again, I'm telling you the house is open because, okay, big picture is this. She said that the both of the boys belong to her boyfriend, right?
Oh,
She
yeah,
said
yeah,
the
the
boyfriend
twins.
and he left.
Right.
So when he left, you're supposed to call and be like, hey,
Yeah, right.
we're giving 48 hours. Okay?
Right.
I'm going to keep him tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's like, all right.
Yeah.
And then the next night he don't show up. That morning I'm calling the cops.
That's right. Right.
Why we just hold him? I'm going to keep him.
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
What was that all about?
Right, exactly. But that's what I'm telling you. The house is open. So her doing that automatically for me is something I tell my kids. That's not where y'all need to be in.
Oh,
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I know that's your friend, and I know you think Daddy think everybody is dangerous, but that's not where you need to be.
Right.
It's not. I don't. That part of the game has always been something for me talking to my kids. Like, okay, they can be your friends, but you don't need to be in there like that. Everybody got a friend that's a little. You be like, hey, dog, not right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when your friend, if that's your real
Friend
friend, if he
is
about to go do something crazy, he'll be like, yo, you don't come. That's not your lane. Bet I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Right.
So I always tell them, you don't need to be down there like that.
So is this area considered the woods?
Yes.
This is the woods. I used to live here,
Okay.
but I stayed on the Cedar Hill side.
Okay.
And that for me was just like totally different from
Mhm.
what it is now.
Mhm.
It wasn't the same thing. It wasn't anyway. You know, we had no murders. No, nothing happened when I was here, and I graduated back in '95 from Cedar Hill High School.
Okay.
So now it's like, okay, what's going on? What is, you know, and that's why I'm totally supporting her and, you know, wanting to get and find out exactly what's going on. You know, like what's going on in my community.
Right.
Even
Indeed.
though, yeah.
Indeed. I think, and it's something that I talk with my wife about a lot, that as adults, we shouldn't get caught up in the past. You understand what I'm saying? When I say that, I mean, like, say what you said. I used to live over here, and back in the day, it wasn't like that.
Right.
But it's not that anymore.
That's
And it's a different generation of kids.
Right.
They not. I had a conversation with a couple when my son was going to prom. We sat down and we talked, and they were talking about how the kids are. And how I look at it now, just being blunt with it. When I was coming up, I was tortured. I was scared.
Yeah.
These kids ain't scared
Right.
because parents ain't raising them with that fear or that torture.
That's right.
So they free. So when you, as an adult, you talk about,
These kids raising themselves.
but a lot of our peers talk like our parents. Oh, I wish my son would. He will.
Yeah.
He's not scared of you. I was scared of my father.
Right.
Scared.
And the kids now ain't
I
scared of
figured
nothing.
mine.
You understand? Scared. Even when my pop was older, before he passed, I still was like, he probably got to move left.
Yeah.
I ain't messing with that old man. You understand? But these kids are different. So you can't look at them and expect them to do what you. My biggest thing with them boys, how it first started, was they would come down the block and they wouldn't speak. I'm standing outside and they looking at me like I'm one of their peers. Like, oh, you want a problem? So I used to tell my son that, like, yo, they don't speak. I don't dig that. And then they want you to be their friend, but you don't speak to me. You don't speak to the wife. Yeah, I don't like that.
Right.
Because I didn't come up like that.
Right.
I don't come to somebody's house, ring their bell, and don't speak to your parents.
Yeah. Right.
Even if I don't know your last name, I'm going to call your mother Miss Christine. I'm a something.
Yeah.
I'm not just going to be like, yo, Corey here. But that's what these kids are, so it's a different breed.
Right.
So I feel like as the older group in the community, we have to adjust to that.
Yeah.
And stop expecting them to be us because they aren't.
Right.
They aren't.
Right.
And like you said, it's a lot of these kids raising themselves. So if my mommy and my daddy ain't in my face, who are you?
Right. Right.
Who are you telling me what to do, lady? They
Yeah,
don't-
but then the repercussions of that is dealing with society and these laws that's
Indeed.
gonna get in your life.
Yes,
and they gonna
indeed.
tell you what to do.
And that's what I tell my boys. Because you can't get caught up in what look like, yeah, this is what we do, because that's not what we do. Because once they touch you, I can't, what did you want me to do, son? You want me and mommy to put the house up and all this stuff for them still to say you're going to do a 3 to 5 or something.
Anyway.
Anyway. So it's like, yo, you got to stay out of their way. And the thing I also tell my boys is that there is no age limit on when they can touch you. I'm still minding my P's and Q's. I'm not
Okay.
immune.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
I'm not immune. They don't see me and say, oh, you know, he got a family, so he no. And I don't look my age, so
Yeah, I'll let
he
you
look like a young black dude. Let's get him.
Yeah.
Let's get him. Let's see what's happening. Let's
Yeah.
pull him over. You know. So now we have to approach it different. If it's anything that's going on around here that, you know, the community overall is going to organize and see what's going on. If I hear about it, I'm definitely in it because at this moment I live here.
Right.
You know, I live here, so I'm definitely concerned about what's going on in the neighborhood. Unfortunately, like I said, I really don't have anything for you outside of the fact that the house is really just like kind of open.
Yeah.
You know, it's an open, laid back atmosphere down there. I can't say anything about drugs because I don't see that type of traffic.
Right.
I really don't. And if it is
Did
anything
you ever
with
get
drugs,
to see the boys, the twins down
no,
there?
I didn't even know they were down there.
You never seen them out there
No.
playing in the yard?
No. But I'm not even outside like that. I'm at work. Y'all caught me on a lucky day. I was at work when my daughter came back and was like, "Daddy, I think it's for you." For me. Don't nobody know I'm home. You know, so yeah, but I had never seen the boys.
Well, thank you for coming out and
Indeed.
at least talking to
Indeed.
with us.
I had never seen the boys. My oldest son, he had seen them. You know, he said that they were around because he's been down there. Like, and most of the time, like I said, because that's the house where most of the kids hang out. They're in the front. They might be in the back, you know, playing or whatever. I'll see them when I go out back. I might see them, you know, in the yard or whatever. But I haven't seen anything that was beyond kids being kids questionable.
Right.
You know, I hadn't seen anything where I'm like, oh my goodness, it's just always free. That was always my concern, that it was free. And I know what it is to be a kid and free. You can do what you want to do.
Yeah.
You know, so that was basically my concern about it. You know what I mean? There was a time when I was thinking about the possibility of some drug activity going on, and that's only because of, you know, you come from a certain situation. That's the easy way to get money.
Yeah.
And it's the easy way to get the money you think you want. Right. So I could see it happening, but I never saw anything like that. And my son never came and said, "Yo, Daddy, I think that." So that part I couldn't speak of.
Okay.
You know.
So, just off topic, because I grew up over here, but I moved down Route 12, and I was wondering if the Southwest, is that the police station that services
Yes.
there? That's
Yeah.
why it takes 30
Yes.
minutes for
Yes.
them to get here. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. That's it. So there was a like whenever something happens, because you know it's little things that happen. It might be somebody reported somebody peeping in their window or something. We'll see them like a week, and then you know. So when we first moved over here, I asked an officer, and he said because they're so far away, and that nothing really happens over here, so they really don't just come through.
Right.
You know. So.
But that's very far.
Yeah, it is. That's a ride, for real.
Oh my goodness.
That's a ride.
Wow.
That's a ride.
I thought so. And then it's on the borderline of Duncanville.
Yeah, that's a ride.
That's how it was for us over there. Dallas is still considered Dallas, and we would call and we would take calls.
Yeah. Really, if somebody makes a call, the fire department will get here first.
That's good. That's
They'll
good.
come first. But that's what they'll come first.
That's good.
You know.
Well, thank you for your time.
Indeed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, indeed.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Indeed, y'all take care.
It's so hot. It's hot. Yeah. Yeah.
It's nice meeting you.
Well, you know, we can always talk and ask. That's all we can do. Now, this is right next door. Right next door. So, let's just go over there. But, I mean, so that was some information.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he said it wasn't a drug house. It's pretty much a flop house is a free house.
Yeah.
Everybody
Wide
flopping. That's what I try to tell everybody. It was a flop house.
Yeah.
And it's a drug house. It's a flop house.
Yeah.
It's where
Anybody
everything is free. You know, come hang out. You know, things of that nature. Let's see. Same thing. I know it's probably a demeaning word, flop, but
Yeah. That's what it is.
but that's what it
That's
is.
what my grandmama and them called
It's not where you can. It's not a trap
no
house.
structure, no. no, don't do that, or nobody's telling you
Right.
what to do.
Right. I don't think there's nobody here.
I hear the dogs barking.
Yeah.
And babies barking.
He was really nice.
Yes, it does.
He was. I don't know if he thought we were trying to either get the young man out or whatever. You know, I couldn't kind of tell like which way he wanted to go.
Yeah.
So, you know. Oh,
But even to me, it seems like even he knows that. He did say that he's the scapegoat. He's still a person that everything is getting. He's like, well, how do we get him out?
right. Right. There's no doors on that side. We're passing Monica's house.
Oh, he did? Thank you.
Oh,
Want me to go back at night? Let's see if
yeah.
Sorry.
Huh? It's hot as heck out here. So,
Sorry. Sorry. So sorry that we missed you. Walk off because it's kind of hot out here.
Yeah, it is.
So, we were wanting to ask you about some activities that took place in the community.
Okay.
And my name's Renee.
and I'm SP. We were Warriors for Children,
Uh-huh.
and we heard about the situation that happened right next door to your home.
Uh-huh.
And they do have a suspect in custody right now. But we were just wondering, you know, like, had you seen anything that was not normal before this situation happened, or anything of that nature on either end, the family or the boy that they have in custody? His name is Darian Brown.
Yeah, Cash
Okay.
is your baby.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And my heart goes out to him. I'm like, that's appalling.
Yes.
So you knew the baby?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, fixed him meals.
Oh,
Cute child.
oh.
Cute child. Yeah. He, they never came outside. I never saw him outside.
Oh,
The story that I am familiar with, and you don't know what's true and what's
That's right.
because anything comes out of that house, you cannot do it.
Okay.
So it's just my experience.
right.
But Monica is the one that lives in the house now and was taking care of the two twins. And she doesn't have a job. I don't know what she does. I don't know how she makes any money. So but nobody ever comes outside. It's an unusual
Right.
setup over there.
Oh, and they still there?
Monica's there, and I believe the oldest boy's there, Cameron. He's 21.
Yeah.
Everybody else is left.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened to the other twin. I think it went back to the original mother.
That's right.
Right.
That's what I heard.
But she goes through boyfriends about every 6 months or 6 weeks. And she had this one young man, his name was Trevor, who is this boy's father. And he stayed there for, I'm going to guess, a couple weeks.
Oh.
And they got into an argument. He just left. Said, you can have the kids.
Oh. He told her she can have the kids?
I'm done taking care of these twins too much. This is the story she told me.
Oh, that's what she told you.
You cannot believe that story.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, and she did. I mean, like I said, I never saw the boys never came outside, so I don't know anything that goes on over there. It's just, yeah, it's a strange environment. environment.
So did you ever see the guy that they have in custody, Darian?
Yes. He
He's-
came around here. He would come over and play with the older boys.
Uh-huh.
She had another boy, Matthew, 14,
Uh-huh.
I think.
Mhm.
And then Landon, I think he's probably about 10.
Okay.
And he and his brother, Anthony, would come over and play for a year. So he came around for a long time. So he knew the layout of the house and everything.
Right. They also said that he stayed there at certain times.
Several times. I think, see that white van that's in the driveway? I think he lived in that van for a while.
He lived in the van?
The van that's in the back.
Yeah.
He and Anthony lived in it. But I don't know that for a fact.
Right.
It's
Right.
just
That's
Yeah.
probably, okay.
nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they tried to take care of Anthony and what's his name, Darian,
Yeah, Darian.
and from what Leslie told us, that they were eating him out of house and home.
Oh, I bet. Those are big boys.
Big boys,
Oh,
yeah.
boys, yeah.
And so they did. So I don't think they went to school. But I don't know. You know, it just
Right.
it was a very bad situation. And then for let's see, how do I put it? The maintenance on the house was pretty neglectful, especially on the inside of the house.
Right.
So the doors were broken. There were no locks on the door. The boys knew how to get in the house whenever they wanted to. And so
Do you think this was a mental episode or a revenge thing? Why would he do this to a baby?
I can't explain it. I really can't. I do not know. Because they played football. They came around for a year. But they played with the older boys. And then, but to see the two twins hadn't been there but maybe 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
About 3 months.
Well, maybe it was 3 months.
Yeah.
But see, like I said, I never saw them. I see them every once in a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of have a unusual ritual
You wanna
of
get
how
over
they
in the shade?
live their life.
No, it's okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
They basically live at, are awake at night,
Uh-huh.
and they sleep during the day.
That's right. That makes
Um,
sense.
So they're very nocturnal. Now my dogs are very sensitive to sound and whatever,
Mhm.
and so there's always activity out here between 1 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock, and that's so
Oh.
they're nighttime people.
Oh.
So, which gets me up, and so I'm up and trying to figure out what's
So
going on.
so that day, May the 15th, your dogs wasn't barking?
They did not bark, and we were up. I was up.
Oh, you was up.
I was awake. Yeah. And
Hmm.
that's what upsets me is I did not hear anything. I did not see anything.
Wow. Wow. Hmm.
That's and the police asked me the same question. Did you hear anything? I said I did not hear a word. And the dogs did not alert that particular early morning.
And I know this is off topic, but the man where Darian went into his home first,
I'll say that again.
the older guy,
The grandfather that says that his child was being adopted a month ahead of this.
Oh, I don't know anything about that story.
yeah, okay.
No, I did not know that later until one of my neighbors told me. I go, "You're kidding me." No, I did not know that.
Oh. So you wasn't at that neighborhood meeting
No,
either.
No.
Okay.
So did not know that.
All right.
And but I did get to finally see the video. One of my neighbors
Uh-huh.
had it and came up and showed it to me, where Darian came in and got the first child, and then he came back and tried to get the second,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and evidently got spooked and ran off.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that's the story that we hear.
yeah, and who knows what the truth is?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
believe anything that comes out of that
The
house
first thing you said, you said, "Didn't do it."
because she's a very
So
good liar.
So, do you think that's like a drug house or just a free house? Everybody's just in and out.
There's people coming and going in and out of that house all the time. From cars that I've never seen before to cars that come back all the time, the same cars. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of activities coming and going. Now, what happens inside that house, I have no idea.
Oh.
Some people sometimes will come and stay for like 2-3 days. Some will come and stay like a week, and then they'll go away and never see them again.
Huh.
So I don't know what
And our grandparents stayed there when that was happening.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So
And now
that makes sense because they were trying to have a little helping hands business.
Yeah.
Helping people.
I don't know what they did.
Yeah.
She now the grandparents left,
Yeah.
and they moved to Grand Prairie, and took the 2 older daughters with them.
Bye. Okay. Okay.
So in order for us to actually get
The
them
code.
on screen, we have to ask them for permission.
Well, yeah, but we not. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
wasn't trying to put them on screen or anything.
Yeah.
I wasn't. Hey, you guys, I don't know what's going on with my phone. It's already charged, but I'm gonna get off of here. Cause I do want to go to a couple more places, but something's going on with this phone. Every time we get close or whatever, the phone doing some crazy, stupid stuff. All right. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna maybe because my phone is hot in this Texas sun, it's like me, it don't understand it. So I'm gonna let my phone cool off and I'll be back, you guys. Yeah.